Over the years, books and legends have carried the last words of famous men and women. Last words, the summing up of life, is our focus today. Hi, I'm Larry Buxton, and this is Leading with Spirit. Last words can be literally what a person says right before dying. Like Samson, who pulled down the pillars of the Philistine temple after shouting, "Let me die with the Philistines." Or the philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein, who murmured, "Tell them I've had a wonderful life." Groucho Marx mumbled one final quip, "This is no way to live." But last words can also be a summing up of your life. Maybe not a deathbed muttering, but a statement of principle of what really matters to you. Professor Randy Pouch gave a famous last lecture at Carnegie Mellon a decade or so ago before cancer took his life. And George Harrison's last public words were, "Everything else can wait, but the search for God cannot. Love one another." Have you ever thought what you might write or say, your last words, your epitaph, your wisdom to pass on? Well, 2 Samuel 23 gives us King David's last words, a similar summing up of his principles and life focus. His biographer attributes 7 verses to the fading king, beginning with this one. "The God of Israel has said to me, one who rules over people justly is like sun rising on a cloudless morning, gleaming from the rain on the grassy land." Now there's more, but this poetic opening verse encapsulates the type of leadership, the type of leaders and human beings we are urged to be. Here's how. First, we can substitute lead for rule over, and maybe the word fairly for justly. So instead of one who rules over people justly, it's easier for us to hear one who leads fairly, or one who leads with integrity. Do you know people you can say that about? I hope so. Second, let's open up the 2 metaphors. First, integrity leadership is like sun rising on a cloudless morning. They both bring light, awaken possibilities, and encourage hope. And secondly, leading with integrity is also, we read, like grass gleaming from the rain. That is a vision of something that refreshes and renews whatever it touches. Fair and just living brings vitality, creativity, and growth wherever it goes. And our deepest hope is that people at the end of our lives might say that about us. Look at the reverse. If good leadership is missing from your organization or your family, you see apathy and chaos, coolness and distance. You see parking lot huddles, snarky remarks, feelings of being drained and dry at the end of the day, with employees or family members either hunkering down, keeping a low profile, or silently eager to leave. Instead, though, you and I can bring a different presence to our families and our organizations because there's a holiness, a sacredness to the leadership David describes. That is, ordinary people like us can also lift others' spirits, bring light, speak more kindly, and encourage each other. We can nurture and cultivate tender new beginnings, and we too can radiate hope. This is at the heart of David's summing up. A life and a legacy that's not easy, but it's something that by the grace of God, you and I can attain. Let's aim in our lives for that. And before we leave famous last words, I like and pass on Bo Diddley's, whose final word before dying was simply, "Wow." I hope these verses and this video will inspire you to refocus now on living a life that you can sum up with wow. Thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe now on LarryBuxton.com to this video series if you haven't already. And have a great wow week. May God bless you.